Okay.
6:30, call meeting to order. All council members are present. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Heavenly Father, I thank you for this time that we get to spend together. I ask that you put your hand of protection around those firefighters and police who are working so hard to keep our state safe. Let us make wise and good decisions today. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Alrighty. Proclamations, recognitions, appointments, and presentations. There are none this evening. At this time, I'll open the floor to public comments. If you have something you'd like to speak on that is not on the agenda, now is your time to do so. Diana?
It's $1 extra if you break it.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor, City Council. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here tonight. My name is Diana Ramirez, and I'm with Waste Management. I came this evening to introduce you to a new team member for the Waste Management team. His name is Tony Prohaska. He is the Recycling Education Representative, and he will be working here within the city of Corning to help residents and businesses with their recycling and education and be able to answer any kinds of questions. So if you see him out in the community attending events, I wanted to make a formal introduction. We've enjoyed participating at the Farmers Market, and next week we plan to be at the Food Truck Tuesday on August 3rd. And so if anybody is affiliated with any organizations that would like to have a recycling presentation, or any business owners that are looking to have training for staff or janitorial services, Tony's the person to be able to reach out to, and his primary office is located at our office here in Corning off of Highway 99 West. So did you want to say hello?
Tony, thank you for having me. I've already enjoyed getting out in the community a bit. I look forward to getting out more, and look forward to working with all of you in the future. And that's it.
What was Tony's last name?
I'm sorry,
What
what was
was
that?
Tony's last name?
It's Prohaska. P as in Peter, Rochaska.
C-H-A-S-K?
Yes. Just cross out the C. It's much easier. So.
And he has some business cards we can leave with the city clerk, so if anybody wants to reach out, he can be contacted. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you and welcome to our community. All right, if there's nobody else that wants to speak on a non-agendized item,
Good evening, everyone. My name is Harjo Sidhu. This is me and my family right here. We are owners of a liquor cabinet off of Old Highway 99. And we have had some construction that we are working on and going to continue planning and working on. But in order us to fund this construction to open our business, we are asking for a temporary occupancy.
I'm going to stop you, and I'm not being rude, but that item is agendized. It is on the agenda for this evening, and that's the time. Because if you talk to us now, we can't interact with you. But once we get the item open, then we can have that conversation with you guys. Sorry, not to be rude. I just wanted to make sure we do it in the right order. And all right, thank you.
Did you guys get an agenda? It's right outside the door on the wall.
For your convenience, it's the last item.
I want to get through the public hearings, and I'll move it up. Okay. Sorry about that. All right, if there's nobody else wishing to speak on a non-agendized item, we're going to move.
I just want to remind everybody our first Food Truck Tuesday is next Tuesday.
What time does that start?
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock.
And I want to thank Chrissy for her hard work organizing the event.
She's been working very diligently to have a very fun event, so I think we're all looking forward to it.
I'll fist bump you again later.
All right, so we're going to move on to the consent agenda. If there anybody that has any questions or concerns or wants something pulled or talked about, if not, I'm not going to read it. Do I have a motion?
I move we accept consent agenda items 1 through 4.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? And so pass unanimous. There's nothing removed from the consent agenda, so we'll move on to the public hearings and meetings. This is going to be Robin. Number 5, adopt resolution number 72721-01, setting the fiscal year 2021-2022 assessment at $63.08 per parcel for the City of Corning Lighting and Landscape District 1, Zone 1.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, annually the City of Corning must conduct a public hearing declaring their intention to levy the assessments for the individual zones within the City of Corning. We have 4 zones, so I will go a little more in depth on this one, and then we can go through the others a little quicker. This is Landscape and Lighting District 1. It is the Blackburn Estates subdivision, and East Marguerite Avenue and North Alex Lane. This public hearing is required by state law. We go through every year, assess the funds being collected. We go through and see what funds have been spent on landscape maintenance in those areas and make sure that we are collecting the right amount for the landscape costs, the storm drainage costs, repairs, if any, in that area, and the cost for the street lighting within that area. We pay the PG&E bills up for each district out of these funds. We can open public hearing, correct? See if we have any comments. We did not receive any mailed letters for this district, or did we?
We did receive one other than what's in the council packet. It's for District 1, Zone 1.
So this is District 1, Zone 1. So we have received one request not to charge these fees.
Okay.
They want to formally open it.
Okay, so at this time, I'll open the public hearing for public comment on this matter. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to speak on District 1, Zone 1? If not, I am going to formally close the public hearing.
The proposed amount of $63.08 is the same as the last fiscal year or the current fiscal year. It did not increase. Questions?
Now, looking at it, I mean, it's, the money is collected or spent accordingly, so we're not having if we were having an abundance of funds left over, I could see us maybe decreasing it, or if we were having to spend more of our own money, increasing it, but I think it's in line with what the city spends, and I think it's correct.
And if the numbers are higher and we are accumulating money, that district, which is one that's coming up, has an underground storm drain infiltration trench system that in the future would potentially need to be replaced, and that money is for that.
Gotcha. If nobody has any comments or questions, do I have a motion?
I move Mayor and Council approve the engineer's report that no increases are recommended and adopt resolution number 07-27-2021-01, setting the fiscal year 21-22 assessments at $63.08 per parcel for landscaping and lighting District 1, Zone 1.
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So pass unanimous. We'll move right along. Item number 6, adopt resolution 727-2021-02, declaring intent to levy and collect annual assessment for the City of Corning Lighting and Landscape District 1, Zone 2.
Landscape and Lighting District 1, Zone 2 is the Stone Fox subdivision. The per parcel cost of $91 per year is the same. Last year it looked a little different because some of those 80 parcels were one parcel because the map hadn't recorded yet. And that was paid by Stone Fox, or Chip, the actual developer. So this is the first year that all 80 lots will be assessed individually. We would be collecting the same amount. I have reviewed, we were a little nervous with that one on the cost for the street lighting. We installed 2/3 of the street lights this last year, but the cost is leveled out and stayed consistent, so the assessment is accurate. We need to open a public hearing.
Yeah. This time I'll open public hearing for Lighting District 1, Zone 2. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on? If not, I'm going to close public hearing. Public hearing is closed. All right. Anybody got any questions?
They're all pretty much straightforward.
All right, do I have a motion?
Make a motion that mayor and council approve the engineer's report and adopt resolution number 07-27-2021-02, setting the fiscal year 2021-2022 assessment at $91 per parcel for landscaping and lighting District 1, Zone 2.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous. Move on to item number 7, adopt resolution number 07-27-2021-03, resolution of the City Council of the City of Corning declaring its intent to levy and collect annual assessments for the City of Corning Lighting and Landscape District 1, Zone 3.
District 1, Zone 3 is the Ship Blossom Avenue development. It consists of 30 parcels located on either side of Blossom Avenue and West Stepkins Avenue. This is one of the districts that does have the underground infiltration trench that in the future could be replaced, hence the $142.10 per year per parcel. We did receive one opposition letter and it was included in your packet.
I will now open the public hearing. Is there anybody who'd like to speak about District 1, Zone 3? Nobody here, I will close public hearing.
So Robin, out of that $142, some of that is being put aside
Yes.
for,
A significant amount, there's
Okay.
only a few streetlights in that area,
all right,
and no significant landscape that gets.
okay, thank you.
The only question I have on that is, I'm sure we have an anticipated cost of, what's the life expectancy and how long do we continue to charge those fees?
The life expectancy of an infiltration trench, if taken care of, then we don't have any major flooding, which would back up silt in the trench, is 20+ years. But right now, it's about $180 a linear foot to replace.
Okay.
So,
And how long is the trench?
how long is the trench? I can't recall. I did the design of it, but I can't recall.
Just testing.
Yes.
So I guess my question is, without any major setbacks in the future,
We'll have plenty of money to cover it.
and then we could look at reassessing those parcels at that time? Okay, that's my question.
And we do look at the numbers. This one here, Christina and I have looked at multiple times
Okay.
because it is significantly higher.
Okay. Anybody else have any questions? If not, do I have a motion?
I make a motion, Mayor and Council approve the engineer's report and adopt resolution number 07-27-2021-03, setting the fiscal year 2021-2022 assessment at $142.10 per parcel for landscaping and lighting District 1, Zone 3.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That also passes unanimous.
Robert, can I ask for some clarification, Mayor Snow, from the city attorney before we move on?
Yes.
On the first resolution, 727-2021-01, on page 16 of the agenda, it has passed, adopted, and approved this 27th day of July 2027. Do they need to correct that? Or is that just a typo? Is that fine?
Clerical error, it's fine.
It's fine? Okay, I just want to make sure. I checked all the others, and the others are fine.
Way to go.
Yeah.
All right, so now we are going to move on to the regular agenda.
We still have one
Oh,
more.
I'm sorry, did I miss one?
Zone 1 or Zone 4.
All right.
I did, huh? Sorry. Fire me. I'll get there in a minute, give it.
Is there a police fall?
Page 32, Robert.
Item number 8, adopt resolution number 0727-2021-04, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Corning declaring its intent to levy and collect annual assessment for the City of Corning Lighting and Landscape District 1, Zone 4.
District 1, Zone 4 is the Salado Orchard Apartment project. So it's one single parcel located at Blackburn Avenue, west of Toombs Avenue. This district includes the median and the landscaping that occurs between the school and the apartments, in addition to the frontage landscaping along Blackburn. Significant amount, we replace bar, gained irrigation, and we have a staff member do the maintenance on this week. The assessment for that single parcel is $4,772.90 for the year.
At this time, I'll open the public hearing on Lighting District 1, Zone 4. Is there anybody here that would like to speak on the matter? Nobody being here, I will close the public hearing. Anybody have any questions or comments on this one? If not, do I have a motion?
I move Mayor and Council approve the engineer's report and adopt resolution number 07-27-2021-04, setting fiscal year 2021-2022 assessment at $4,772.90 per parcel for landscaping and lighting District 1, Zone 4.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So passed unanimous also. Now I can go to the regular agenda. I'm going to go out of order on this. I'm going to skip down to item J14 because we have some members of the audience here that are here for that item, and I don't think they need to sit through our entire agenda to get to them. So request City Council direction on the request for a temporary occupancy permit for 3070 Highway 99W.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Just give me 1 second. I don't have the tabs available that you do for that staff item, so let me get to that page.
Page 125.
Thank you. There we go. So as you may be aware, Mr. Qatar Singh moved his liquor retail business from a leased building at 3090 Highway 99 West to the building he owns at 3070 Highway 99 West, which was previously used as a restaurant and bar. In order to do so, a conditional use permit was required and was issued with 11 conditions on August 18th, 2020. Since that time, Mr. Singh has requested that the city consider authorizing a temporary certificate of occupancy to allow him to open his business while the frontage improvements are being made. Staff does not have that authority within our decision-making capacity to approve that, so the decision is before you tonight. Typically, the city would require all conditions to be met prior to a certificate of occupancy being issued. So this decision before you is completely voluntary in nature.
Okay, I know you guys had some things you'd like to say, so I'll give you the floor now to go ahead and speak.
Good evening, everyone. We are requesting temporary occupancy due to us not being able to pay for any of the construction. If we have some income coming into us, then we're able to complete our construction. And while we are doing this, we're also paying our employees currently, just so they won't leave and then leave us empty-handed, essentially, since everyone needs to get paid and feed their families as well. So we are asking for temporary occupancy to open while we complete construction for our business.
I will ask you now, at what stage are you in the construction process? Have you guys secured a contractor to do the work, or are you still in the planning process?
No, we have contractor to, we have already contractor to work for that one. We already submit the plans and everything, the estimates, everything over there. When we do the construction work, we can keep safety, everything, put the fence, everything, we can open one side, then close one side, we can do. Because right now I have a lot of stuff going outdated, I'm losing a lot of money from 3 months. That way
Okay.
I would add that there's some improvements to the interior of the building that need to be inspected as well. And permits have not been pulled yet for those tenant improvements, in addition to the frontage improvements that need to be made.
I'd like to make a statement. I'm all in favor of you expanding your business and growing, and I'm all in favor of promoting growth in the city of Corning. My concerns are is I grew up in this neighborhood, or did this town, and I've been going in that building. My parents were friends of the original owners of the place, and I know that the last time I was in there, I had some concerns with the floor having soft spots in it, and I think at this time, my recommendation would be we table this agenda item till our first meeting in August, till our building inspector has a chance to go in there and inspect the building, make sure that the floors are, because you're planning on moving a lot of heavy equipment in there.
not a lot of heavy equipment.
Well, your shelves with your products on it are going to be very heavy. And I know, I'm not a tiny man, but I know when I walked in there last time I was in that place, and it's been a few years, the floor would bounce under my weight. I can't imagine what it would do under thousands of pound shelves with product on them. I'm not saying I don't want you to move in there. I would just like our building inspector to get in there, and if he gives it the seal of approval for you to proceed at that time, then I would be a lot more in favor of this. But at this time, that would be my recommendation, that we table this for our meeting in August on the 9th. And we could or on the 10th, and we could revisit it then. I don't know what everybody else says.
Yeah. I'll agree with Dave. I too want to help any of our businesses and help you guys with your process and proceed along too. With our positions up here, we have to make utmost certain that the public safety is taken care of. And I know there has to have been some kind of improvements, some kind of construction, whether it's drainage, electrical, there's something's been done to that building with no permits being pulled at this time. I'm in favor of, if you allow our building inspector to come in and inspect the building and he signs it off, then we'll put this back on the agenda for 2 weeks, and then we can give you a decision on giving you that occupancy permit at that time. I would be in favor of moving that direction.
Can I say something? Will there be time on the 10th? Is there time for Dan to inspect it?
Inspector Fleming can do that
Yeah,
inspection.
whichever building inspector is available. But he gives them 2 weeks to get in there and just give us the assurance that the building is safe for the public to go in and patronize our business. I agree with Demo, and that was a good point today, that it would make me feel a lot better in letting you guys proceed to move forward.
So we don't need a vote, but just general direction, if everyone's kind of in agreement, just give an indication.
No, I agree. I agree with Dave. The last time I was in there, which was probably about 5 years ago, it was there were some issues then.
It's just spongy spots.
So that's a general consensus of this council, is we'll table it for 2 weeks, or Chewy? Good with that? So we're going to table this motion for 2 weeks. We'll put it back on the agenda, and at that time, we'll address whether or not we can give you the permit to open your business while you do the construction. As I said, we just want to make sure that the building is safe for all of your customers that come in. Okay?
We need to make the appointment for building inspection.
Christine?
Yeah, so call City Hall or come into City Hall tomorrow You'll need to pull permits for some of the work that you already have performed. Staff can go over that with you, but I know that there's been some electrical work that's been performed that is not permitted. And then certainly the other issues that were mentioned would need to be inspected as well.
We have a meeting first thing in the morning, so I will gather all the information with Christy and Lisa tomorrow morning
Just make sure that you guys do come in, tomorrow as soon as you possibly can, so we can get this addressed, so that we can get it on the agenda at our next meeting to try to move forward with you.
Yeah, we want to help you out, we just got to make sure that
we do it correctly.
in the proper manner.
Thank you.
Is it possible for me to get a copy of the agenda?
They're right outside the door, hanging on the wall.
I missed it.
Sorry about that. All right, we're going to move back up to the top of the list now. Item number 9, designation of League of California Cities voting delegate and alternate.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Annually, the council has to appoint a delegate and an alternate. It's actually denoted that there is not money in the budget for council to attend, and I should clarify that. There's money in the budget for council to attend either the League of Cities meeting as represented here or the new City Council Members Academy, but there wouldn't be enough money in the budget for both attendance, so it's kind of an either or.
So are you volunteering?
Typically, so I am the vice chair of the Sacramento Region City Managers Association. This is the delegation that represents. I'm more than happy to represent if that's the desire of the council. Typically, it would be a council member, but I'm more than happy to represent as well.
Is there anybody else up here that would want to do it? I know I don't have the time.
I want Shelley to do it.
Well, I would do it, but we're going to be gone that week before, and we'll be closed that whole week, so I kind of...
Christina, it could be a party.
Otherwise, I would do it, but I can't.
I make the motion that we appoint city manager to be our representative.
And then Shelley could be the alternate just in case something changed and you wanted to go. Because we can do both, right?
I can do that.
Well, does that work for everybody up here? Dave, you made a motion?
I recommend mayor and council appoint its League of California Cities delegate and alternate to be city manager and councilperson Hargis.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's so passed unanimous. That's surprising. I really wanted it. All right.
You want it?
Item number 10, request for proposals for grant and program administration services for Community Development Block Grant Fund, CV2 and CV3 funds.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. I will try to make this pretty quick. Previously, the council authorized staff to issue a request for proposals for a contract grant administrator for the CDBG, CV2, and CV3 funds, of which we received 0 responses. We anticipated that. That was not a surprise due to the amount of CDBG program funding that is available right now because of the coronavirus pandemic. So we were not completely surprised by that. We did speak with a couple of the consultants that perform this work, and this is one of those grant programs where you have to have the specific knowledge to be able to implement this work because there are so many requirements to perform the work. It's not something where the average Joe can just walk in and perform the work in compliance with the state guidelines. So with that, after talking with some consultants, they felt that we would garner a response if we combined both the grant and program administrator pieces of the work into one RFP. And so for that reason, I'm asking you tonight to authorize staff to issue that RFP, so hopefully we can garner a response.
If we do not get any responses, I think Mr. Thomason's got some free time.
I'm sure. I'm sure he would love that. We will continue to brainstorm. In talking with the consultants, I really did get a good sense that we would get a response if we went this route. So I would be more surprised in this instance if we did not get a response.
Okay. Anybody have any questions?
I know it's going to be kind of a reach, but could any of this money be used to maybe aid, not necessarily citizens of the incorporated area of Corning, but aid our outreaching areas in well drilling and assisting them with their dry wells? I mean, it's for housing and...
If they have been impacted financially by the COVID-19 pandemic, technically they could. If that was the desire of the council, I would have to go back and re-amend the application with the state and go through that process. I don't want to say it's impossible.
But this is something that we've already voted on and directed what direction the funds would be used on.
Yeah.
So it'd start the process over.
Yeah.
To answer your question maybe better, because I think that is a good question, because that's a really pertinent issue right now, is we would hit winter way before these funds would be available. And my hope, fingers crossed, is the water table goes back up once we get some rains and the issues aren't as persistent in the wintertime. But there's no way we would be able to get these funds out this summer.
Unfortunately, I think we're in a situation where some people are going to need a new well no matter how much rain we get.
I think you're right, and I think, perhaps we can look at, if we don't get adequate applications, whether with the state we can redirect those funds at a later point.
That's a good thought,
But
too.
it's quite a bit of work to do these applications. I can't.
I understand.
Once again, pass it down. All right, does anybody have any more? That was a good thought, Dave. Thank you. That's 2 tonight for you. That's good. You're doing really good tonight. He's on a roll. I'm proud of him.
I did stay at a Holiday Inn Express last night.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion the mayor and council authorize staff to seek requests for proposals from Community Development Block CV2 and 3 grant and program administration consultant services.
I will second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So pass unanimous. All right, move on to item number J11. Request City Council direction on extension of pool season to August 29, 2021.
Thank you, Honorable Mayor and Council. Do you want to take it, Robin? No. No? All right. I drafted the staff item, so I'll go ahead and take it. The city in past years has received requests to extend the pool season. Prior to the pandemic, the council directed staff in 2019 to look at extending the season in 2020, and then the pandemic hit. And so I'm coming back to you tonight to request direction as to whether there's interest in extending the pool season this year. I did have the pool manager ask his lifeguards about their availability after August 15th to understand when we can open, and the schedule that's included in the staff item is the limits to which we would have lifeguard availability. So with that, staffing the pool beyond August 29th would be very difficult. And so I'm asking that the council consider extending the pool season through August 29th, through August 29th, 2021, following the schedule mentioned in the staff report. And then I'm also asking the council to direct staff on how to address fees for the remainder of the pool season, because we do have season pass holders that perhaps would expect that their season pass would also extend, and then the same thing for the lap swimmers that pay for, a season of lap swimming. The aerobics, water aerobics, they pay on a daily basis, so they don't? I was told that they paid daily when they arrive.
No, well, I have a season pass for lap swim, which was $25, and then I have a season pass for water aerobics, which was $25.
Oh, okay, that's not how I was told. I was
Is
told the
there
water
a daily
aerobics.
fee though if somebody don't
There is a
receive it?
daily
So it's
fee
just
of
like swimming.
$3 if you
don't have
the pass.
Okay, all right. So with that, my thought is we haven't addressed city pool fees since 2016, I believe.
16.
And so my thought is perhaps the council would just extend the season and extend the season pass seasons as well this year. And then next season, we would readdress our city fees for pool usage. Otherwise, my fear is that we're going to have a bunch of really upset people when they find that they have to pay additional money to utilize the pool for the extended season. And I may have upset lifeguards.
Yeah, well, I can tell you, I'm in favor of, it's 2 weeks, right? If I did that right? If you have a season pass, you get an additional 2 weeks. We're going to utilize, an asset to this community, which is our pool. We have a nice pool. We're paying lifeguards and we're paying upkeep regardless if we try to charge fees and nobody comes. So I think season passes continue for 2 weeks and the daily fee continues as it has all season. If you're a daily user, you continue to pay your daily fee. If you have a season pass, you get the benefit of an extended season. Mm-hmm. That would be my take on it.
Yeah, I just think it's criminal that, I know the kids don't like the short summers either, so it's definitely not the end of swim season on August 12th or whatever. So yeah, I'm all in favor of.
But it is technically for them too. Once school starts, we don't have days.
We don't have day swimming. We only have enough staff to do the Tuesday, Thursday night swim and the Saturday swim. So I just want to make sure that people are aware that they're not going to be able to swim every night. It's Tuesday, Thursdays.
Right.
And that's because of the limitations of lifeguards.
We're offering the most we can with the amenities we have, and that's the best we can do. So I definitely support that.
So,
I personally wouldn't mind paying more. I'm just saying. For 2 more weeks, I would pay more.
we're not going to require you to do that, hopefully.
I think that's I agree with Christina where that's a decision that we decide before the season starts and before we have people there on passes that, that's something that we talk about next year if we want to do. But for as is, I think we just continue.
Ready for motion?
Yeah, if you're ready.
I move that mayor and council authorize city pool to remain open through August 29th, 2021, following the aforementioned schedule, and direct staff on fees during it to waive fees for pool season, for the extended pool season,
For just the season pass holders,
Yes.
correct? Okay.
for the season pass holders.
And lap swimmer, any season pass holders.
I second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Pass unanimous.
You seconded?
Shelley? Did you? You seconded it, right?
I
Seconded.
Yes.
Sorry.
All right, J12, award the professional engineering and environmental services for the Olive View Elementary School project to REY Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $175,000 and authorize city manager to sign the contract.
Honorable Mayor, members of the council, on May 11th, council authorized staff to advertise the request for qualifications for a design consultant for the Olive View Street ATP grant project. It's the Safe Routes to School, completing curb gutter sidewalk, filling in gaps around the Olive View School to provide a safer path of travel for our students. We received one statement of qualifications. It's hard to get proposals right now from design firms and construction firms. Staff did review the provided document. It meets the qualifications that we outlined in our request for qualifications. We ranked them there well within the range. They do have approved Caltrans rates, the FAR rates, which are required because this is a state-funded project, and they submitted all the backup and support documents for this. Their projects that they've previously done fall right in range with what we're proposing doing, and I'm very comfortable awarding this project to them. They're $175,000 to get us through the complete design phase and ready to go out to bid for the project. The $175,000 is less than what we have budgeted and approved within our grant for that, those phases. So I recommend awarding to REY Engineers.
Well, considering we don't have a lot of competition for them in front of us, and I trust your opinion, Robin, with your background in, with your North Star firm and stuff and what you do for us. I value your opinion. If you're comfortable with using this company, then that works for me. So
Their sub-consultant for the environmental portion and the CEQA portion is our planning consultant also. And the head engineer for REY that is managing this project, and the other one used to be a public works director for Pandora County. So very familiar with what we're doing.
and very, very qualified, it sounds like. And if not, it falls back on you.
It does. We'll pick up the pieces and go.
Anybody got any?
No, I think it's,
I do see all of you's doing a bunch of work to their parking lot over
Yeah,
there.
we've been coordinating with
So you guys have been.
They're stopping their work at the limits of our, so we will
Good.
be carrying out their work and they will not interfere with our drainage or flows or anything that we have going on.
Okay, good. You answered my question. You're already on top of it.
Fifth Street does not get improved, the roadway does not get improved with the project, but Christina and I have been budgeting through our capital improvements to do that work at the same time.
Yes, Tom, it will get done.
Pretty rough there.
Yes, it is one of the ones that we're holding money out for.
All right. Anybody got a motion?
I make a motion, Mayor and Council award the professional engineering and environmental services for the Olive View Elementary School project to REY Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $175,000 and authorize the city manager to sign the contract.
I second it.
All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? So pass unanimous. All right, hey, last one. Award professional engineering and environmental services for the West Street Elementary School project to REY Engineers Incorporated in the amount of $190,000 and authorize city manager to sign the contract.
Same as the previous, this is for the West Street improvements, including the flashing pedestrian crossing on Solano. That is incorporated in this project. Expanding the scope a little bit, also making the contract a little higher. This project is a little bit bigger. The $190,000 is within budget, under what we have grant monies for. Again, I recommend approving REY for this project. And with them doing both projects, their surveying, environmental will all be done together. So they're calling out their consultants less.
Good. Well, I do feel very fortunate for the city of Corning because we've been awarded these grants in the past, and to be awarded both schools that needed to be done desperately, it's going to make the area around the schools much more safer for kids to travel. It's going to be a lot more aesthetic pleasing for the residents, and then we'll get some road repairs done behind it, but I'm very thankful for this. Motion, if nobody else has any comments?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I don't know if I can ask this at this time, but
Sure.
in this project, I know West Street was talking about, or the school was wanting to close West Street off between Marin and South. Will this project be incorporated with that in any way, or will that be affected by it in any way, or?
Last I checked, they had decided to not move forward with that project.
Okay.
They do have a new superintendent, so once she gets her boots on the ground, I plan on, readdressing it with her to see if there's interest. But as of about a month ago, they decided to not move forward with that project.
Yeah, because I assume the sidewalks would have been redone on West Street there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was given the same information from Helen Pick, and that they were just moving forward with as is, and we're not going to pursue it, so.
Yeah. And the only other thing that I would add, because I like to give kudos to my staff and contractors, we were the only city to be awarded 2 ATP projects. So I wanted to make sure to shout out to North Star and to Robin for their great work for the city.
And Tom, this goes.
One more thing I want to say is I've already been in communication with this consultant. They, knowing the tight timeline and knowing how much council wants to move forward with these projects, they're trying to fast track and streamline so we can maybe request funding a little earlier on some phases. I anticipate having a CEQA document in August to bring back to council.
Wow.
For both projects.
That'd be awesome.
So they're moving.
Good. No other comments? Do I have a motion?
I make a motion that mayor and council award the professional engineering and environmental services for the West Street School project to REY Engineers Incorporated in an amount of $190,000 and authorize the city manager to sign the contract.
I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That's so passed unanimous. All right, we already did 14 at the top of the agenda. Items placed on the agenda from the floor, there were none. Communications, correspondence, and information? There's none.
Other than what was presented with the
Okay.
non-speaking lady.
Reports from mayor and council members. Councilman Demo.
My Tama County Transportation Commission was canceled again. So there you go.
Shelley?
I have nothing to report.
Chewy.
Yeah, it's another reminder for the golf tournament, Saturday, September 11th at 8, and the tournament starts at 9, and it's a $100 fee. So if you can make it, please do. And then farmers market Thursdays. We want to see more of you over there just supporting the farmers market. If you want nice, fresh produce, come join us.
Just to clarify, that's a $100 fee per person
Yes.
for a 4-man team.
Yes.
Okay. Karen?
My meeting was canceled.
Okay.
May we reopen public comment? I know I'm known for
I
this.
was going to ask that too, but I'm glad you did.
No.
But it has to do with water.
All right, we're going to reopen public comment
Thank
this
you.
time.
Anything?
No. No, I said no.
I didn't catch it, sorry.
I just want to make sure, because I know that groundwater issues have been such a big issue in this community and the surrounding community. We have a groundwater commission meeting tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m. at the Tehama County Board of Supervisors at 8:30 a.m., 727 Oak Street. If you prefer to participate online, if you go to the Tehama County website and look at meetings, you should be able to pull up the web link to participate remotely.
So it's 8:30 a.m. where?
Tehama County Board of Supervisors, 727 Oak Street.
Anything else?
Robin wants
That's it, unless Robin has something.
Robin?
In connection with the groundwater and the well concerns, Tehama County Sheriff's Department and the agencies that normally when there's an emergency or a rolling power outage that get together as the task force have proposed a drought task force. And we're going to meet monthly, and that is
Tomorrow as well.
So I was planning on attending that.
Can you tell us
A drought task force.
during this time, how many people we're currently supplying water to?
If you give me a minute, I can look it up.
Okay. What,
14.
14, you guys know, 14?
15 if you count the commercial.
Okay.
Okay.
no, we supplying Rancho de Jima yet? The communications people?
Yeah,
That's the one
that's the one
commercial.
commercial.
Okay, Pascagoula is not pulling water yet,
They are.
so that was,
That one I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. We'll have
Because
to,
Paskin is under
haven't
agreement.
received anything.
yeah,
from them
we'll
yet.
provide a report in our Friday notes.
All right. Thank
And
you.
we are getting multiple people a day coming in. getting water.
Chrissy, public comment's still open. Do you have anything you'd like to add?
Out of those. No.
It's your turn.
Colin?
Do we have point Tom for the League of Cities? Did we just want to confirm that?
Yes,
We did.
That sounds fantastic.
Tom? Public comment is still open. Julie? This floor is yours if you have anything you'd like to say. Come on, close it one last time. It is nice in here. All right, I'm going to close public comment and meeting adjourned.
Thank you.
You probably need these to go.
The important question that Tony had when you made that announcement is staff handles tomorrow.
I'll be in right after work.
Yes.
Still gotta have ready notes.
Just leave them with whoever.